scenario, if we don't get so many people today, I'm recording it, and then we can just go into it today, and then I can put it on the website so we can just share with the rest of the group if people don't show up.
Sounds good.
That's weird. Oh, there we go. There's Alan. Did she get in? Has joined your meeting, but she's not there. I don't see her. There's Alan.
Hello.
What's going on, bud?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good, good, good. I was telling if we don't get a lot of numbers today, we can always we're going to do just record it so we can show it later. I can put it on the website, and we can
Got it.
send the link out to everyone. So at least they'll have the information, because it's good because Paula's here and she's always extremely busy. Jared's new, and it'll be good to get all the information out there, so then we can you can like rinse and repeat it. So
Definitely.
cool. We'll get going in about 2-3 minutes. So.
All right. Sounds good.
I had a couple people write me and they couldn't find the link. It's always good about playing music. There she is.
I'm here. Hold
Hey,
on.
Paula, I was just telling if we get people coming late, or if we get some people who can't make it, I'm taping this, just so you know, I'm recording it. So I'm gonna put it out when we're done. I'll put it on the website.
Oh, that sounds great.
So we have it, that way, like, in the future, I can always reference it. It's not a big thing. We don't have to like redo it all over,
Yeah, that's fantastic. This will be good. Thank you for giving us the time today. Jared's going to be doing the presentations, and we're looking forward to connecting, and thanks for the time.
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay. There he is. Jared, you enjoying your new job?
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Have you stopped sleeping yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, we'll find some more work for you to do. So
I got it covered.
no worries. Okay, I think we're good. So.
All right. So welcome to our entrepreneur workshop. This was put together through Dr. Patrick. Patrick, how do you pronounce your last name so I can get it right?
Like you woke up in the morning.
Woke.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you for that. So through Dr. Woke and Paula and myself. So everyone, thanks for stopping by and listening to what I have to say. Obviously, these over here on the screen, I'm screen sharing so you can see everyone at Career Services. We have Paula Marsh, who's on the call, Jared Gibson, that's myself, and Betsy Rajan. She is out of the office today. So go to the next slide. So I wanted to ask, what does entrepreneurship mean to you? So Alan and Alejandra, since you're the only two on the call, this question is posed for both of you. So who wants to go first? Oh, Alejandra.
Well, shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So being in entrepreneurship to me pretty much just means taking business your own way and being able to use it to either sell a product or a service that you have or created.
Okay. Alejandra, are you still on with us?
Yes, sorry. For me, being an entrepreneur is basically the way that I see it, and from Dr. Woke's class, is taking your idea to something that you can actually make some profit from. Yeah, that's basically in a nutshell.
Okay. All right, thank you. So I know it's just interesting to hear because a little bit of almost everybody has a little bit of a definition for entrepreneurship or what being an entrepreneur means, but we're all essentially saying the same thing. We just all have different words of saying it. So a quote that I pulled was, if an opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. So that's a great mantra to move forward with this line of business. So we're going to dive right into internships. That is the biggest topic that we're going to talk about. So we have paid versus unpaid internships. So paid internships, you receive monetary funds with on-the-job experience. Unpaid, you receive college credit with on-the-job experience and no monetary funds received. So it's a big difference between paid and unpaid. Both are good. So for personal reference, I did an unpaid internship when I was in grad school. A lot of people I know do paid internships. But either one is fine, because the biggest thing that you want to get out of it is that valuable experience. So we're going to dive in a little bit deeper. So the internships that we would like you to take have to be relevant to your major or minor. So whatever your major is in college, would like the internship to be relevant to that. So for reference, in my background, I majored in sport management for a grad degree. So my internship was working with the Houston Rockets. So it has to be relevant. Internships must be approved before starting. So approval process will be a little bit lengthy, but it's necessary that we get it approved to make sure that number one, if it's paid, you get paid. Number two, if it's not paid, you get college credit for it. And number three, you're not being taken advantage of, because we definitely don't want that out there, because you guys are our students and we look for the best in you and for you. So paid internships. So you create a new experience on the experience page on Handshake. So everyone should have a Handshake profile. If you do not, that is why I'm here. I can help you create one. So you're able to go into Handshake, and there's no tab on Handshake that says internships. It is listed as experiences. So make sure we go down to experiences. You fill out the new experience form completely, including the learning outcomes and objectives. So the new experience form is quite lengthy. So it's very important that you go through the entire form and be able to get everything filled out accurately. Otherwise, if it's not filled out completely, it will get rejected. And then you wonder why I haven't started my experience/internship yet. Well, because the information wasn't filled out completely. So let's make sure we do that. You'll upload your offer letter from the internship. Every internship should offer you an offer letter. If they do not, then that's when we get into the point we want to protect you, because it's not necessarily a legal internship if you do not have that offer letter in hand. And once approved by Career Services, which is myself and Paula and Dr. Woke, who is on the call, and your professor, you will be able to begin that paid internship. When it comes to unpaid internships, you must register for the internship course. So there is a class, there is a class that you are going to register for. It's the internship course. Dr. Woke, do you have the course number? Do you know the course number for that?
Give me a second, I'll look it up, but you can go
Okay.
ahead and I'll come right back.
Okay, so make sure that course is registered for. So again, same process at the beginning. You create a new experience on the experience page in Handshake. You go down, completely fill out the form again, and then upload the offer letter. So even if the internship is unpaid, you will still get an offer letter that uploads, because the offer letter details the job and the time frame that you're going to be doing with the internship. So the internship courses can be 1, 2, or 3 credit hours, depending on the amount of hours that you need, as Paula stated. Once approved by Career Services, again, myself and Paula, and of course, Dr. Woke, you may register for the course, register for the internship course, as I stated at the beginning. Once the course, this is a very, very, very valuable piece. Once the course and internship are completed, you and your direct report at the job that you're at must complete the final evaluation form to complete or to get course credit. So we want to make sure that you're able to do the class, do the internship. And even though you're not getting paid, we want to guarantee that you're getting course credit for it. So that's why the final evaluation is a must.
Mhm. I have that information. So for the entrepreneurs, it's MGMT 4391. And there's different levels of the internship, but typically we do a 3-hour level of internship. Yeah. One of the other things I will also say to you is, and I think that's one of the things I'd like to hit on today, is really making sure everyone is signed up. I think for Handshake, is it right, Paula, that they got to put their
Yes.
resume on?
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go through that in a little bit when we get over, when we hit on the resume books, because that's one of the requirements to go in the resume book. So I will touch on that. And
So, real quick, Alejandra and Alan, have you all used Handshake?
Yes.
Yes. I'm setting up my account.
Okay, so Philip, yeah, and I know Jared's going to talk a little bit more about your profile and all of that. Just, I'm glad that you all have both been in there.
okay, so yeah, Handshake is a must. And as I get into the resume books, it's obviously a requirement for that. And obviously to gain your internship / experience, it is very important. It's necessary to have that. So trust me, Handshake will be your best resource, and I will help guide you through that process. Are there any questions over the approval process? All right. So we are going to go to the next slide. So resume book, this is where I want to talk about that Handshake process. So it's a book of all entrepreneurship students in one location. So you two are my awesome entrepreneurship students. So you both will have great resumes to put in the resume book. So the purpose of this resume book is to list all qualified candidates for specific, in a specific realm. So since your entrepreneurships will have your separate resume book for just the entire class group. So once approved, your resume is approved, I will put it in the book. And so this book is going to go out to employers who they'll contact Paula and they'll say, hey, Paula, do you have students that I'm looking to hire some interns? I'm looking probably to fill like a nice part-time job or another full-time job if y'all are getting ready to graduate. And then Paula will have this resume book on hand and be able to turn it over to that employer to be able to sift through to see who best fits that job. So that's why it's very important that we're able to get in the resume book so you can be the first and foremost book that we send out to employers when they request. So any questions over that? Okay, so how to gain approval to get in the resume.
Jared, let me kick one thing that I've seen in regard to VMOC and such is one of the things I will really tell you is it takes some time to get a good score on VMOC. Usually, I think we had Omar and a few other people who used it, and to really get up to that 85, we go like people will start out and they'll think the resume is really good and they'll get like a 40 or even like a 30, right? So it's really important that there's a lot of suggestions that pop up to kind of follow those suggestions and, make sure you follow along. But the VMOC system is very good. Now, I'll tell you a secret, right? I uploaded my CV to it, which had been reviewed by a professional CV writer, and I got a 62. So it's quite challenging. I still can't figure out why, but I think one of the things it said it was too long, but that's because I'm old. But you kind of figure out it's very good, especially when you're starting out. Anyways, thank you very much, Jared. Sorry.
And I actually got a 72 on mine, and I do these for a living. So, but it is based on your major and years of experience. However, once you get past a certain experience level, it kind of maybe takes a little dive because your resume does go long. But when you're uploading to VMOC, one of the things is making sure that you choose. So if you're looking to have your resume relevant to the entrepreneurship minor, then that would be the benchmark you select when you get into VMOC. And so that will give you feedback. Now, if you are in accounting or finance with an entrepreneurship minor, and you upload it based on accounting, the feedback you get from VMOC will be relevant to accounting. So that's kind of the difference. You can upload it a couple of times and select maybe your major and then your minor. And then that'll give you different feedback. But you should always have resumes targeted towards the career you want.
So yes, that is another service we offer here at Career Services, are helping with resume reviews. So that is another thing. So if your score is not up to that 85, we can help you, as well as VMOC, achieve that score. We can try and get it the best way we can. Specifically, as Paula was saying, the benchmark that you set is essentially like pseudo, this is the job that I'm applying for. And so we always want to target our resumes to the job that we are applying for. So you have to upload your resume to VMOC. You must have a score of 85 or greater. Again, it takes some time, as Dr. Woke said. If you need assistance with that outside of VMOC, we are here to help you at Career Services. When minimum score is achieved, you will send the resume to me. Then the next step, you have to have a fully completed profile on Handshake. So as we were talking about that earlier, now it's a requirement to have Handshake. So in order to apply for an internship and in order to get in the resume book, fully complete profile. Then you must complete one interview with me on Interview Stream. It is another service that we have. So it's essentially doing mock interviews. So I will send you a package of 10 questions. They will be around 1 to 2 minutes per question, and then you would have to answer the questions via camera, so sort of we're doing now, and then it will be submitted back to me, and then I will review it. So it's in order to make sure that we can complete an interview as well. So once these resume books go out, they like your resume, they're going to want to interview you as well. So that's why we have to make sure that we are capable of having a full interview. So that's why that's a requirement to go in the book as well. And so again, once I've approved your resume and I have to approve your interview as well, then I will submit your resume to the resume book. Do you all have any questions over that? All right.
Yeah, I think you want to talk a little bit about the interview. I think you mentioned a little bit. I think is it how is it automated? How does it work? How do people log into it? Or is it just that you give them a link and there's some interview questions, and do they do they get videotaped, or is it,
Okay.
typing response, or how does that work? Maybe a little
Okay,
bit about
so
that.
we have a service that we call Interview Stream that we use. We will send a link so you can log in to your student profile. You'll be able to log in, and then I will send you a set of 10 questions specifically for the entrepreneurship program that you'll have, again, 1 to 2 minutes to answer each question. So you will do it in front of a camera as we are now. You have multiple chances to answer the questions, and it'll time you as the questions are answered. So you get to click start as you want. And then just as we're doing now, we're talking to answer the question. So it's to simulate an interview. So now we're sort of in the virtual digital world. So we're doing a lot of Zoom interviews. So it's a really good practice to help you with that Zoom interview if you might have to do that interview as well. So as we send that out, I would prefer that you are dressed properly as you would go into an interview, because I want to take this as serious as possible to make sure that I can set you guys up for the most success that you can. So again, once you get to that stage of, once you get to that stage where you're ready for the interview stream, the link will be sent out from me, and then you can create your own student profile, go in, again, set of 10 questions that you can have as many chances to answer over again. If you don't like one answer for that, you can restart it and try it again. Because remember, we want to get it perfect. And if we still have a little bit of opportunities to improve when it comes to those interview stream interviews, we can work together and get another one in. Because again, I'm trying to make sure you're prepared for potential interviews.
Real quick too, and also if you all want to practice on your own outside of the entrepreneurship program, there's a link on our website under career services, or you can always contact our office, but it's St. Tom and at Interview Stream. So for any piece of it, you can always go in just on your own and practice. And once you log in, there is a video tutorial if you want that to how you move around within the platform, but it is pretty self-intuitive. So once you log in, you're able to select, like, so say you want to practice accounting, entrepreneurship questions, whatever that may be, there are already folders created with sample questions. You can go in, you can practice as many times, like Jerry said, as you want. When you complete that, you have the option to send it to us. You can send it to friends, family, anybody. You can send it to Dr. Woke. You can send it to anybody that you want, or you can just continue to practice on your own. You can do it as many times throughout your time here at UST. So what Jared is talking about, though, is specific to entrepreneurship. And so there are questions that will be, basically for your internships and all of that, that are pre-written specifically to help you in those interviews.
And I think one of the things too, that service is also open up to employers as well. So they can add in questions that are particular for their company or their job. Is that correct?
That is correct. And many of our employers actually use the same platform for their company. So you're practicing on the same platform that you would be using when it comes time. But we also invite employers to do their first round interviews through Interview Stream for UST students. So there's a lot of different levels to this, but you do have access. So if you would like, once you complete an interview, to have feedback from industry professionals in particular areas, you let Jared know, you let our office know and say, hey, I've completed this. I'd like to get some relevant industry feedback. And then we have industry professionals who have said, we want to help students. We will review videos. And so they'll provide you all of the feedback directly from them.
All right, any more questions over Interview Stream? All right. So the biggest thing about being an entrepreneur, it's proactivity, and we want to get a head start on the game. So we're going to figure out where you are on the development cycle. So that's why I'm here, so I can help you figure out what portion you are on the career development cycle. So there are 4 different steps on the cycle. There's know yourself, explore your options, get focused, and take action. So we are all of us on this call right now are at 3 different steps, or one of the 4 different steps on this cycle. So we want to make sure we can identify where we are and how to move forward. If you do not know where you are, you can come to me. I will help you out as best as I can. If you know where you are, guess what? You can still come to me and I will help you out as best you can to take the next step. If you're already at the take action, guess what? You're going to need help to take action because it's hard to find a job on your own. So guess what? That's why I'm here. So I can help you with every single phase, all 4 of these phases. So that's something that we need to try and figure out where we are now, because it's very important as we're getting ready to move forward. So then again, we want to utilize all the resources around us. So of course, Dr. Woke, he's one of our biggest resources that we have here, the Career Services Center. So I'm here, Paul is here, Betsy's here as well. We have some fantastic student workers who will help you get connected with us among all things. So we're a really big resource to have. Your professors. So we're on a college campus. A lot of times your professors inspire you to do different things. Guess what? Don't let it just end with inspiration. Ask them for help, ask them for advice. They can help take you to the next level. Again, as I spoke about my grad school journey earlier, I ended up asking one of my professors to write a letter of recommendation for grad school. And the professor said, of course. So again, it does not hurt to ask your professors. And then of course, your peers and your personal connections. So your peers are everyone that you're in class with, that's on their call. So again, we're all at different phases in the development cycle. So one of your peers may be a step up. So you can just ask them advice to help you as well. Then of course, your personal connections that are outside of school. So friends, family that necessarily don't go to the university here, anybody within your church, anybody within any other organization that you may be a part of. Those are all personal connections that you can ask to help along this process, because being an entrepreneur is a big step. And so we're going to need all the help around us. So you, of course, have all of these resources. So as I say, take an entrepreneurial approach to becoming an entrepreneur. So we all have to be proactive as we get a head start on the competition. Do I have any questions over that? All right, so I'm going to review our resources really quick that we have at Career Service, because I said, hey, you can use us as a resource. Guess what? these are our resources over here. So we have our interview closet, the Mari Cruz Salazar interview closet. So if you do not have professional attire that you need to borrow or use for up to 48 hours, you can come here and check out any kind of professional attire that you need to use. We have our closet over here. I just helped the gentleman last week pick out a suit, tie, and dress shirt for a headshot. So you can come over here and do that. So we also have our business cards that we use as well. So we're able to create business cards. That is going to be one necessity for you guys. You have to, it's big, big, big to have business cards so you can use at different networking events and to get your name out there. So you can come by and we can work on business cards. Career Spring is another online source that we use for specifically for first generation students that we help push forward to find jobs and make connections with employers and other peers. And so Interview Stream, we have the links over here for Interview Stream, VMOC, and Handshake. As I touched on those earlier, those are three of our most important resources that I want you all to take advantage of. So be able to take advantage of those resources to make sure your skills are at the best that they can be at that time. And again, that's why Paula and I are here to make sure to help you along this process. And again, this is our Career Service Center contact information and my name, my job title, and my email. So if you need to, you'll always need to contact me. So please take down my information to be able to go through this process. Again, I am really, really here to help. I want to see you all become as successful as possible. So just reach out for anything that you need outside of the basic requirements that we have set. Just reach out for anything, especially if you want to move along the career development cycle, or if you don't know where you are in the cycle, that's what we're here for as well. All right, any final questions? Okay, if not, thank you all for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by and listening. I'll go ahead, Dr. Wolf.
Jared, do you mind? We had a few people because I think I made some mistake.
Oh,
we had two separate links. Would you mind? And that's one reason why everyone's coming a little bit late. Would you mind if we go over the first couple of slides in regard to the handshake? And I'm sorry to trouble you. I know you're all very busy.
Oh, no, it's
The
okay.
handshake and the VMOC again. I know for some of us like Alejandra and Alan, it would be the second time hearing it, but I think we're all here for each other. Yeah, Alejandra's like, keep doing it 4 or 5 times. But yeah, maybe we go through it a little bit more. And once again, I'm sorry for those people
It's
showing
okay.
up late. That's I take that responsibility. But let's
It's
if you don't mind.
It's
Jared.
completely okay.
It's always good.
Okay.
It's always good to repeat. Then we learn, better, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I'm going to start out with internships really quickly. Again, your internship must be relevant to your major or minor. I made the reference earlier. My grad school major was in sport management, so I made sure my internship was with the Houston Rockets. So let's make sure it's relevant to what we're doing, to what our major minor is, and especially what we want to do for our careers. There's an approval process for the internships. Again, there are 2 styles of internships. There's paid and unpaid. So paid, you will fill out you will create a new experience on the experience page on Handshake. So experience means internships. So on Handshake, it does not say internships, it says experiences. So you must fill out the form completely. It is a lengthy form, I will admit, but that's necessary because we have to get all of the correct information. Because again, we're here to protect you. So make sure all that information gets filled out. Then once that gets filled out, you will upload your offer letter. Once your offer letter is uploaded, you will move to the approval process by myself and Paula and Dr. Woke. So your job, it has to have an offer letter to upload, because again, if you're doing a paid internship, your offer letter has your pay on it. So if it does not have an offer letter, your internship does not offer you an offer letter, then it is not a legal internship that you can take, especially through the university. So when it comes to unpaid internships, you must register for the internship course. We have the course information in the chat for the internship course that you must register for. So again, you'll start out with the same process, create a new experience on Handshake. fill out the forms completely, upload your offer letter, even though your offer letter may not have your pay for an unpaid internship because you were not being paid. It will still make sure that your internship is legal, because if not, it is illegal and we don't want you guys to take it. So then it will get approved between myself, Paula, and Dr. Woke. And then it will move on to the register for the internship course. So this is where you actually register for that internship course to be able to get course credit. And one of the more important pieces of that is once the internship and the course are finished, you and your direct report at the job must fill out the final evaluation. That is the only way to receive course credit. I would hate for you to do a semester-long internship and have 3 college hours on the line and it does not get complete because the final evaluation was failed to be completed. Next is the resume book. So this is the next important piece for those of you who missed it. So the resume book is essentially a book of all of your resumes. So everyone in the entrepreneurship program are going to have resumes that go in this book. And that book is requested from Paula and myself by potential employers. So whether it's an internship, part-time job, full-time job, they will request they will request a resume book from us, and then we will provide them with your resumes that are in this book. And they will sift through the book to find out which resume is relevant to the job that they want, that they're looking for in that sense. So the first time they contact us, this will be the first book that goes out. So that's why it's extremely important for our resumes here to go into that book. Again, go ahead, Dr. Woke.
Here, I'm sorry to interrupt. Let's go through the process a little bit. Let's take a little step back. Do you think it's good for them to before they get into, maybe even before they get an internship, let's say, in order to get everyone prepared, okay, prior to having a formal internship, maybe just getting their resume into the VMOC would be the first step, or getting Handshake set up first? What would be the first thing that
The first step is setting up Handshake. Hold on, let me go to it. Okay, Handshake down here, as you can see on the screen, this is the first step.
Okay,
Everyone leaving this meeting today should go create a profile on Handshake, because
okay, so
Handshake,
that'd be the first. Right.
yeah, this
So-
is the very first step.
Okay, so let's do this. Everyone who's in here today, make sure you click on that, make sure you have that, set that up today. So no matter what happens in the future, this semester, next year, whenever, you have at least that set up. Okay, so make sure we have that. I will follow up with Jared and with Paula to make sure all my people are set up on there. That's number one. What's the next thing? I'm sorry to interrupt, Jared.
Oh, no, it's okay. So Handshake is number one. So that's the first thing that we do. VMOC, oh, sorry, I'm still here. VMOC is the number 2 thing that we're supposed to do. So this is where our resumes are going to go. So throughout our college process, we're going to have resumes. Resumes are going to look different. Resumes are going to change. So this is important to already set up your profile on VMOC. You have up to 10 uploads of resumes. So you can upload resumes at different phases of your college career and phases of your job exploration and phases of your internship exploration. So again, once you create the Handshake profile, go ahead and create that VMOC profile, because you may not have a resume ready at the moment, but VMOC will help you, give you some pointers and tips how to get started. And again, that's why I am here as well. So you can come to my office, Paula's office, or we can do a virtual meeting to work on your resume to be able to upload to VMOC. So that's the second most important thing. So we go Handshake, then VMOC.
Okay. So, and what I would say to you, and I'm sorry to interrupt again, Jared, but what I would say is everyone here, if we can make sure you have a Handshake done and really work to get that 85 score on VMAC. I was laughing with Paula earlier. I got like a 62 on mine, and mine said like, what the heck's wrong with you? You filled up like 80 pages, it's like, well, that's old guys stuff, but I would really recommend getting those 2 things done. And no matter what happens, if you get an internship through EO or even through somewhere else, it's great to have those just prepared so you can get things going. And then what do you think would be the third step? We get that offer letter, or do you think interviewing would be the next thing, Jared?
We definitely got to get the interview stream going. Let me go back
Okay.
to the slide. So with interview stream, this is just good for everything because again, it's going to help you be able to interview. So essentially what the overview of interview stream is, so you'll be able to log on to the resource, the website. You'll be able to go in and select some questions and be able to answer some questions as it would be an interview process. So for example, someone you're interviewing with will ask you, tell me about yourself. And then so we have 2 minutes on interview stream to answer that question as best as you can. If you don't like your answer within the 2 minutes, you can reset it and answer it again. So specific, you can do that on your own, but specifically to get into the resume book, as I was mentioning earlier, you would have to do a specific interview stream that I will send to you when you reach that stage. But you can access interview stream at any time. Once you reach the stage of the point where I send you the link on interview stream, it is something that I will review and we can work on if we have any opportunities to do better. But again, interview stream is the next thing that you guys should access because you can access it at any time and it will prepare you for anything, any job moving forward. So any internship, any full-time job, any part-time job, because I know sometimes we work part-time just to make ends meet while we're in college, part-time worker here in college. So interview stream would be a very beneficial thing for you to use because it can just help prepare your real life for the next step of your career phase. Again, you can, if you do it on your own, you can send it to peers, you can send it to professors, you can send it to myself, you can send it to Paula, or even Dr. Woke. So we can all help you through that process.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I think it's good to understand that process, right? And then after you've interviewed, after you set up your handshake, after you've got your resume ready and you feel you're strong, then I think, the application process, getting out there is much easier. You feel very confident. You've got a great resume. I think getting you those positions that people want, getting those positions next to the CEO, I think would be much easier. So thank you very much for outlining that, Jared.
Of course.
There's a lot of work that goes in on the front end before you ever apply for a job, right? There's so many things. Being prepared is a big piece. And that's what Jared is sharing with you all today. To Dr. Woke's, point, it is important to do all of that now. Go ahead and fill out your profile, get it where it needs to be. Do that, have set a goal by, Monday, have it done. That's number one, because employers, so just to give you the back end of it, all of the employers that have been approved in our system in Handshake, they're looking for students. They don't always post jobs that you see. They may reach out to you. We have a lot of students who actually never apply for, particular jobs. And these employers have reached out and said, hey, you meet the qualifications, invite them for a first round interview. And then students end up with internships, full-time positions. We also have projects. So we have these employers who want to build a diverse team. So they pick students with different qualifications and invite them to come and be a part of their leadership team to work on a live project to gain experience. There's job shadowing opportunities. There's a number of different things that go on behind the scenes that you all will never see. So presenting your best foot forward at the very beginning is really important. The resume book is really a big piece too, because within that, what we're doing is every time I go out to an employer, I'm, showcasing students from different, degrees and different, that want different outcomes. And from this resume book is saying, hey, look at the students we have here at St. Thomas, or if we emailed the book, whatever it may be, but it gives you all, it's your best foot forward. So I highly recommend, if you haven't met with Jared, go ahead and schedule. His time is in Handshake as well, or we can do another work session with you guys. But do get that Handshake profile up all the way. Select your career interests, because, we're posting about 3,000 internship and jobs a month right now. And for UST students specifically, so it's not just, jobs. But this way, if you get your profile, you're not seeing all 3,000, you're seeing the jobs and internships that are relevant to what you're looking for. And then from that piece, you want to definitely do your VMOC. And you can build, if you do not have a resume or you want to start from scratch, You can build one in VMOC and it will step by step take you through the process. So that's a really important piece. But at no point are you ever alone on this journey. Jared is here. We're all here for your success.
And I'll share one thing too. The more you fill out, I mean, and I will work with Paula and Jared to look at your profiles and look at the things that you want to get. And the more that I know the positions and the opportunities you're looking to get, when I speak to EO, when I speak to these other organizations, the more I can help you. And a good example of Alan, if you don't mind sharing, Alan and I had a conversation earlier this year. And you want to tell a little bit about the internship that what you wanted and the internship that you got, if you don't mind sharing that, Alan?
Yeah, no problem. So actually I am currently here. I'm not sure if you can see in the background, but yeah, I am working at Medical Bridges. It is a nonprofit organization that deals with medical equipment. So I came to Dr. Woke and I explained to him that I was interested in the medical equipment field, possibly with sales. And he threw a couple of ideas at me. And when I heard of the opportunity to work at Medical Bridges, I said, oh, this is perfect. So it allows me to learn about medical equipment, figure out what field I would specifically be interested in. And I'm closely working with the CEO. I've been in contact with him almost daily, and we have conversations that allows me to network a little bit too as well. And yeah, it's just been a great opportunity.
Thank you, Alan, for sharing. So we have these great opportunities out there. All we asking of you is go on to Handshake, fill it out. Go into VMOC, fill it out. And once we have all of your information, we can start to help you. I mean, you can end up having something. I mean, Alan got his dream job. I don't want to say dream job, but as close as you can get. So we can get you there, but you've got to help us out with a little bit of the footwork. That's all.
Of course, and I'll end with this again. We want to make sure we get a head start. So figure where you are in the career development cycle. If you don't know about the career development cycle, or you don't know where you are, or you're familiar with it and don't know where you are, guess what? That's why I'm here. That's why Paula's here. We're here to help. I want to make sure you guys maximize your resources. Like Dr. Woke said, if you fill everything out, so we got all the information, trust me, we can make it as easy as possible, but we also need you to help us out as well, because we want to see you succeed. We want to see you be successful. We are great resources to have, so please do not underutilize these resources that are at your fingertips that most students at some other universities may not have. So definitely make sure we use the three of us and everything else while we're here. So again, this is my information, my email. Please, if you have any questions specifically about our services, email me. If you want to meet with me, you can email me or log on to Handshake if your profile is complete. So we can meet through there. I have time available, so you can schedule as well. Again, please do not let these resources go underutilized. We want to see you succeed. So, Dr. Woke, you got anything you want to close this with?
No, I think we're just very blessed to have people like Paula and Jared. And Alejandro, thank you for helping set this up, as well as Alan. And I really, I'm here for you. And I mean, we have some of the most amazing entrepreneurs here at the university, and giving you the tools and the mentors and the opportunities to work with these, work with other amazing entrepreneurs. That's something I want to give you. Just a reference for people, if you know someone who missed this, or if you want to, maybe you missed part of it and you want to reference it, I'm going to put it up on the website on the YouTube, and I'll send the link out to everyone on Discord. But thank you everyone for showing up, and thank you very much again, Paula and Jared, for making this happen.
Of course.
Thank you, Dr. Woke.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for stopping by. I'll see you later.
Thank you, Dr. Wook.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.